nobody trying to get the fucking spawn point? Like, where's our team at?
McLovin said gone.
This is crazy. They put that fucking plane in here. That plane's like deadly. Seems like.
Well, I mean, planes are meant to fly, so.
It is.
Nobody's debating when a plane can fly. It's just where it's at. Right?
Which one?
J 22 meters.
What, that new premium one for Russia? You're talking about that little premium one. That thing's just a fatter version.
Yeah,
of the,
look at its cast capability.
Yeah, I've seen it. But I've also clapping it with the Stormer a couple times too. The test flew and I was like, hey, this thing's just like a. It flies like a crappier version of the Jaguar.
McLovin said it's cars. Not for dogfight.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. I don't like cats that can't fight back. Which is funny.
It's broken cars.
Well, if you think about it, the A1H is broken cast too, because it has 0 and 6.3. What are y'all even playing? Like VR wise?
10-7.
You're still doing France?
No.
No?
Winglong. Another wing.
Well, we got the Abrams sort of, the British Abrams sort of spaded. I got the camo net now. I got all the engine upgrades, gun upgrades. Just working on the new dart thermals.
Oh, were they like last thermals?
Yep, they're rank 4. And it's pain. Honestly, I'm just not even like bothered. Like most people try to work for the best dart and stuff. I'm doing just fine at 12.7 with KEW. I don't need the A2 version.
Yeah, as long as you know where to shoot, fine.
Yeah. Pretty much every Russian MBT, if you can see its hole shoot right underneath the lower plate, goes straight through, kills it instantly. Also, it's kind of funny, even though it's a SEP V3 and it has the TUS package.
Yeah.
I take that off. I take that off on that Abrams because it throws off the it messes with the camo net. If you take the TUS package off, the camo net lays flatter, or not really flatter on it, but it hides the silhouette of it. And plus, it's just generally faster. I think the only thing the TUS package ever done for me is keep BMPTs from like ammo racking me by shooting the back of the turret. I had someone earlier
Oh,
say,
fuck! I heard that one. I didn't see it.
Had someone earlier. Some people, or some of the Russian mains, don't understand that some people bring more ammo than the others. I got shot in the back of the turret on the Abrams, and it ammo racked only one side of it, and I still had 17 shots left. And while I was burning, I shot 3 tanks and killed all 3 of them. And they're like, "We saw you get ammo racked. How do you get 3 shots off still?" And I'm like, "There's 2 sides to the Abrams turret mag, and they're separated. Yeah, you detonate one of them, the other one's fine."
I found out that you can be damaged, that you have to go to a fucking capture point now to fully repair, even if you fully have all that stuff. I think that's something they added in the new patch.
McLovin said this teammate is blind.
I've never heard of that.
So the enemy.
So like, I got hit. My ammo burned out from the, but I had 2 rounds left. Whatever. Everything was fixed, and I go to fire. I'm like, I can't fire. So I went to the capture point, which is luckily we got captured. I was like, oh, now you're gonna finish repairing the rest of your vehicle. I was like, you fucking kidding me?
Honestly, it just sounds like the, I've had that happen, but I think what it is, it's actually been in the game for a long time, and it's very, very semi-rare, but it's kind of weird. I don't know why they did it, but you can actually damage the rack itself inside the back of the turret. And if the racket's like, it won't show up when you're damaged, but it's modeled in a way. If the rack itself gets damaged, a normal repair won't repair it, and you won't be able to put ammo back in the rack until it's repaired. So you have to go to a capture point to actually repair the rack itself, and then it'll let you put shells into it.
No, I couldn't fire.
I don't know.
I would understood the other part. Like, all right, but like I couldn't, like they were saying something about my gun. I was like, you fucking kidding me?
Could have been one of the new hydraulic systems they added.
But why that can't get fixed? And when you like, that's weird. Because what if it's one spawn point or one capture point? So then you just fucking have to eat that loss or drive around. Hopefully your tank can scout.
Honestly, there just needs to be more detail in the game than what we already have. Because if Gaijin was to actually get people to look at tanks and how they actually operate, they'd realize that tanks have many, many redundant systems in them. Like the turret basket thing in the Abrams. If the turret basket was to be hit IRL and they lose hydraulic force, they still have a hand crank in there that they could crank over, and it would turn the turret. Be it extremely slow, but they still be able to turn.
Well,
I've actually seen that in a demonstration thing. I went to a base a couple years ago, and they were demonstrating the survivability of a Abrams, and to simulate being shot in the turret basket, they drained all the hydraulic fluid out of the turret system, and they showed this guy, like, they let people, like, they put a camera up on top of the turret and look down into it. There's like, when the hydraulics are working, it's disengaged.
Yeah.
But there's a little flip up hand crank that if you lose all hydraulics, you flip this up, it engages with the turret ring gear, and you sit there and crank it. And I think it takes, to do a full 360 on there, it takes 102 or 103 cranks of that little wheel to turn the turret all the way around. But yeah, there's so many redundant things. Like, It's the same way with the gun elevator. If that got hit, like in War Thunder, you get hit in the gun elevator, you can't elevate your gun and all that. They could do that.
They don't need it takes longer, but they have it on their system that they can lift.
Right.
Well, the same and then they do have stuff detailed in game that's not either it's not used or it's not used properly. Like all the, especially the American ships with all the radars on top of the fucking guns or on top of the FCS's fire control systems. That's fucking radar guided aiming. That's what it. And oh god.
Yeah.
And then the B-52, the radar guns, they have it modeled, but they're not in use. Like,
actually, that's the thing. That's actually a thing. They're modeled, but they're not functional.
Yeah, I'm like
if you look in the X-ray on the B-52, you could see the two radars. It even says radar, but it's not modeled.
Not to work, or it's not working correctly. Because there's that B-52 has in real life it has somewhat decent defense. Like it has radar jamming, EC electric Orford jamming, and then the radar can fucking help the gun lock on targets, that rear gun. And then it's got what do you call that, the MASW system, MAWS or MAWS or something like that. But it has none of that in game.
Yeah, the thing with the B-52 is, I think the reason Gaijin didn't give it its radar lock capability on the gun is because IRL, that model of B-52, its radar was able to lock onto and engage long-range SAM missiles. And if people could just lock their gun up, I think it could, it had a 75% hit rate at 2.5 miles. Within 1 mile, it was like 80 or 90%, but anything in between, to the plane to half a mile was a guaranteed hit or a kill. And it could lock onto missiles, planes, just about anything shot at it from the rear aspect. And I think the reason Gaijin doesn't want to do that is, well, if a B-52 is way up in the stratosphere, a plane's going to try and climb up to it and fire a missile, which is going to try to, because at H7, all there is really is IR missiles.
Yeah.
If a plane was, let's say, at 20,000 feet and you're a 10,000 foot difference, that radar would just lock onto the plane and laser beam it before it could do anything. And it wouldn't be very balanced in Gaijin's mind.
I think it'd be balanced. That's the only defense it's got. Oh, shit. Yeah. Top or bottom, Marquine?
See. Bottom.
They're gonna have to do something, because eventually they're gonna run out of planes, and they're gonna have to add the other B-52s that don't have guns, and
So,
and there's one that we're missing. Here's the thing. I
just read that they rushed the B-52H to get it in on time, and they were planning on making the fixes to it or patching and stuff, but they just never done it.
Yeah, it's just like when they released it for Nuclear Thunder. They said, "Oh, we'll finish the cockpit for it," and they never did.
Why?